is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world.
I have a dream.
Well, that's where we start when I go into politics.
Continue to be held as hostages in an attempt to force unacceptable demands on our country.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Is increasing inequality and deep divisions among our own people.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
Congress has failed to pass federal hate crimes legislation that protects LGBT Americans from senseless violence.
So let us summon a new spirit of patriotism, of responsibility, where each of us resolves to pitch in and work harder and look after not only ourselves but each other.
Broadcasting live from the MSC Radio Network in the city built on steel, rock and roll, and is the fictitious home of Betty White. This is Joust It Out, and I'm your host, G. With me is Judith Pindell, and we don't know where the hell Robyn our Hearts is.
She's MIA.
You know, she does.
No phone call, nothing.
It's kind of scary, you know. She does have some run-ins with the police, and you just don't know. I gave her little ACLU card what to do when she encounters the police, but I don't know if she probably used it, you know.
I don't know.
Where the hell is Robyn our Hearts?
I don't know. Well, let's think good thoughts and keep our fingers crossed.
I'm going to say a little prayer.
Maybe she's just having like an eyelash emergency or something, and she'll be prancing in here anytime.
I hope so.
I hope that's all it is.
But Stanley, you know, usually Stanley takes care of her, make sure her eyelashes are.
I know.
That everything's
Carries
there.
Everything. He's keeping her on task.
We don't have assistants like that, and we're here on time.
Barely. Oh my goodness. It's been a mess. Well, I'm a mess. Did I tell you? I think I put my contacts in the wrong eye this morning.
So what does that mean when you do that?
Well, because my eyes have different prescriptions.
Oh.
So then if I switch them, then everything's just totally like, you know.
So you don't really know if it's effects of
right.
alcohol.
Am I hungover or are my contacts wrong?
Yeah, well.
I don't know, and I've been like this all day.
Can't you take them out and switch them back?
I could, but I didn't have time. It's been a hectic day.
I know. It's pretty bad.
What are we doing here?
What kind of statement is that? That you went through an entire day with the wrong...
And I'm just like,
She'd rather walk around blind.
I know.
Than fix it.
I know.
Oh, man.
What's wrong with me?
It's been quite the week, though.
Oh, my goodness.
So last week on the show, we talked about the marriage and full equality rally here in Cleveland. That took place in a much bigger way than anyone thought of.
It was incredible. And remember our friend Mark, who was here on the show last week, and he joined us. And I remember they were hoping that they would have a good turnout. Cincinnati and Columbus had about 400. They were like hoping if they could get more than 400. Freaking 3,600 people showed up.
Yep.
It was huge.
It was huge. And there were over 200 and something couples that got married.
Mm-hmm. Both gay and straight.
Gay and straight. So the straight folk are really married and the gay folk aren't, you know, as part of the statement. But that was an impressive feat in itself to see all those couples getting prepared and going into the ceremony was, you know, it was pretty overwhelming.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. Hopefully... For you folks, maybe in the second half during the break, we can try to pull up some video or photos or something.
Our friends at Vision Video did videotape the entire service and also the rally stuff.
The rally,
and we're probably going to play one or two of their clips. And, of course, anyone that ever wants to, you can go to Vision Video's Facebook page. They have it all there. And Chris Rogers and George, Honecker, are the two that do all that stuff for free for the community.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to have them doing that. Seriously, I want to
documenting all of that.
Give them a shout out because
Yeah.
they deserve it for doing all that work. But, you know, our friend Nikki Antonio spoke, and we actually placed her video. I just did it with my phone and put it on our YouTube page. So anyone that wants to see Nikki's speech, it's on our YouTube page, and please go there.
Ed Mullen was there.
Ed Mullen,
executive director of Equality Ohio, and you've had him on the show before.
Several times, yes.
So, yeah, I mean, it was a star-studded event.
Yeah. Our friend Judy Benson, another shout out. My neighbor, Judy
Mm-hmm.
Benson, who she spoke at it. I mean, a lot of our allies, a lot of our friends and fans of the show were there. I got to see them all. You got to see them.
And all kinds of community support, you know. And I don't know if we had mentioned this last week. We probably did. But one of the very first organizations to sign up to help sponsor this was Planned Parenthood. And there, you know, when we think of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender community, we don't instantly think Planned Parenthood, but they were right there, you know. And so it just goes to show that it was much broader than just like, oh, look at all the queers trying to, you know, do something. But it really was a community family event, and it was
Hello, Frisco.
Speaking of Planned Parenthood, is you know, of course, the political end of this, Rick Santorum and the nemesis and the hate-filled folks towards Planned Parenthood, the Republican Party, who have just made it their job this year to really go after them. You know, it's been an interesting week with all of what's going on there. Newt Gingrich has laid off a whole lot of his staff.
Oh, yeah, downsizing.
They downsized. We're going to be using
money.
social media now, and we're getting rid of staff.
Do they know how to use social media? I know. And
why weren't you using social media already in a big way, and maybe you would have saved some dollars? I don't know.
Right.
But yeah, he needs to just go away.
It's so pathetic.
And for us
No,
to
it's
fulfill our dream
of
Rick Santorum going to the convention, we need Newt out.
He's got to win. You know, Santorum's got to win his state. He's, you know, Pennsylvania, and it's close. It's so tight. It's really tight. What if he doesn't pull off Pennsylvania?
Yeah,
that'd be so embarrassing.
It's really
for
bad
him.
if he doesn't. I think he's done. Hello.
Oh, look who joined us. Oh, my goodness. And of course she's gorgeous. Of course she's
I'm sorry?
gorgeous.
Oh, Robyn our hearts. Don't even try that crap.
Today has just been one of those days, and I apologize to you guys and everybody.
You look beautiful,
But of course
though.
you look
Oh, well, thank
gorgeous,
you.
as
I
always.
appreciate it.
That's why I hate you.
I mean, that hair is like the gold thing you got going on.
Amazing.
I wish people could really see. It's it's
really-
stunning.
Well, thank you.
We have to be nice right now because we were bashing you a little bit.
It's fine. You have all reason to bash me.
We were afraid that maybe you had some run-in with the police or something, but I was really truly hoping that it was just some kind of like fashion emergency or something.
I couldn't find anything to wear, and you know how I feel about Beyonce. This is from her line, so that should tell you what kind of day I'm having.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, you look gorgeous, and you pull Beyonce off very well.
Well, thank you. Okay, so what's on the agenda? What, did I miss anything?
Well, how's Stanley today? First of all,
he's in the waiting room.
Okay, we're glad.
Hi, Stanley.
Hi, Stanley. We were just talking about the rally.
Okay.
You and Stanley were there last week.
I saw all the beautiful couples. I was so tempted. Me and Stanley aren't even together, but when we walked in,
they were holding hands.
Are you couples? Are you getting registered? I looked at him with this hopeful look in my face, and he's like, "No,
we're not getting married." Aww. Yeah,
I did notice that you seemed very close and chummy. You were like holding hands and stuff.
It was the heat of the moment.
Okay.
You got caught up in all that love.
All the couples and the wedding dresses and the.
Oh my God, there were some amazing outfits and the tuxedos and.
Yeah.
Well, you know, and it was interesting when Lori and I were walking in to the Galleria, a photographer came up and asked if we were a couple and if he could take our picture. We were like, sure, fine. And turns out the guy was from the Kinsey Institute.
Yeah.
They had sent someone from the Kinsey Institute to document this.
Which is very
so
cool.
now we're going to be part of this documented kind of whole thing.
LGBT
and we weren't
history.
even getting married. We were just there for support.
The other thing was Guinness was there.
Guinness was there,
yeah. So,
Guinness World Book of
I don't know
Records,
if we
so
got
I don't
that
know.
or not.
Yeah, I don't know, but
we'll have to find out.
fingers crossed for Cleveland.
Yeah, you know.
But overall, there were a lot of good speakers there. I especially liked the what were they, the founders of PFLAG or the Ohio chapter of PFLAG, the couple.
They were there, yeah.
They had some really inspirational words on a different viewpoint from the parents' point of view, about how discrimination hits the entire family, especially the parents who are trying to raise their kids as best as they can and go with them the trials and tribulations that come with just being gay, lesbian, bisexual, and the discrimination in that sense. So I was really, really happy that they got a chance to speak. As well as the soldier who we've talked about on the show was there, and him and his partner got a chance to talk about their experiences and how they are now part of the activist community. It's amazing how small things can just influence a big change and a big behavioral change in people who would have once been not closeted, but conservative.
Our good friend Joe Simperman did a great job. His speech was great. He was up there with his little daughter, and it was just great. I mean, it was a great mix of people. The energy was wonderful. There wasn't. I have to say, it was nicer than I expected. You know what I mean? Because
and more inclusive
it was.
of all of the issues.
It's not because I think that Cleveland can't pull something like that off. I do, but I just was surprised at the sense and the feeling of the event. That's what made it so nice. And people were really in a good mood and place and spirit. And, and even as people were marching from City Hall over to the Galleria, there was just this sense of community that you don't get to feel all the time. And I actually spoke with Adam real briefly,
Adam Hoover,
actually,
17-year-old
that kind of created this whole thing. And I said to him, I said, Adam, this is an amazing feat. This is a community that doesn't ever come together in this way except for a couple times a year. And for this issue and for sometimes contentious stuff, for reasons, various politics and whatnot, you pulled this off in a big way. And it's amazing, 3,000 plus people.
I think I saw the number 36. Yeah. 3,600.
Yeah.
Give or take.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And Mark Szabo running around like a chicken with his head cut off, getting everything together. That was really cute to watch.
He's a good guy.
Awesome.
He really is.
God,
and he's working his butt off. And I think that's what it shows, is that when the community puts its, mind to it and decides to do stuff like this, it can pull it off. And, and I think with Pride coming, it would really be interesting if the numbers this year in Cleveland's Pride are much larger than years in the past. Just because there's this sense of energy and momentum, and by June, I think we could really see some really big numbers for Pride. And as we get closer to Pride, we'll probably have Todd Separito and the crew from Pride on.
The Basement Beauties.
And another shout out.
Yeah, they were there.
Well, they also, what I was told was that they worked their butts off to pull off a lot of the logistics.
Really?
And people that don't know, Basement Beauties are this group of volunteers who meet at a local bar's basement on a regular basis, and they donate their time to various causes in the community.
Their time, talent, and skills.
Yeah.
Everything from doing fundraisers to events and the logistics and the heavy lifting physically of things. Like they really get involved in every aspect.
I know James Barnwell, who actually listens to the show, was there, and he's a Basement Beauty. And I saw him, and I was talking to him quickly, but he was all over the place, doing the same thing, making sure people were in the right place, and it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we'll get out of that, because we've been talking for a while.
But it was just,
it was good to reflect on it. You and I haven't really even talked about it since we, all were there. So Santorum, friggin' Gingrich needs to go, as I was saying. And, Santorum, man, oh man. It's just... Every week, it just goes deeper into what it would look like in his presidency. And, and not only for the LGBT community, but for anyone that's progressive, it is just a painful thing to listen to. But I think it's more painful with Romney. Romney just can't help himself. Did you see this recent scandal with him doing construction on his house in California?
No, I didn't hear.
Yeah, so he's building a massive garage with an elevator in it, And it leaked out about the money he's spending and how he's doing this massive project on another one of his
for
homes.
all of his American-built cars.
Yeah, right. And another one of his many homes. And so the campaign today said he's now suspended the construction on that project until after the campaign. It's like, come on, you're so sleazy that you can't even. It's just, why did you even start a project like this during the campaign?
Right.
What were you thinking, that it wouldn't be found out? And now you're going to stop the construction on it like you don't have that house.
Right.
I'm going to wait to see if I become president or not.
I wonder how many houses he has, because remember, George W. Bush had 7 mansions, right?
I don't know what his total was.
It was like 7 mansions, I remember.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know it was that extravagant.
It was a lot of houses,
yeah.
And for some reason, the number 7.
Well, you figure they have their large home in Massachusetts, which now they spend more time in the small home in Massachusetts. They have their beach house in Massachusetts, which they've had. They have a home in Utah, we know of. They have the California home.
Right. Okay,
I don't know.
That's what, 5?
Yeah.
Did you list off 5?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, you're talking about a guy that, even just like putting properties in company names and other things. Who knows what they have? It's it's endless. Speaking of money, big lottery, it's up to $500 million.
Is it?
We should do a
might be time to play.
We need to do a pool.
Joust It Out pool.
So I guess 2 people in Ohio won $250,000 last night's drawing, or the night before. No, last night's drawing. And this Friday night, it's $500 million, which, you just think about that. What could you do with $500 million?
I just need $100 to really just get by at this point. I don't know what I'd do with $500 million.
Did you see, that second largest lottery winner in Rhode Island that just came out was an elderly woman. Her son's a well-known musician in Newport. Modest means, family. Well-known in Newport because of the son being a musician. And they won that. I forget, $600 million or whatever it was, and they just claimed it. And she's like 70-something years old, sweet as can be. And but it took her months before she came out. So even if there's, say, a winner on Friday, it was months and months. And matter of fact, Mark and I used to shop in that grocery store, so it was like, oh wow, are we gonna know the winner?
Right.
I said, God, I hope it's someone we don't like. Like, it better not be someone that we don't like.
I see. Right. No, I know. Yeah, because then you'd just be angry about
like your
it.
childhood enemy that beat you up.
I know. And then, wins the lottery.
Wins the lottery now.
But I always love those stories when it's somebody who really, truly deserves it.
Right. Well, they set up a foundation right away. It's called the Rainbow Sherbet Foundation, because she went to the grocery store to buy rainbow sherbet for her son. And that's why she bought it.
That is so
cute.
It
is a cute story.
So what is do you know anything about it? What does it do?
I have no idea what it's
okay.
Who knows? But
ice cream to the homeless or something.
Yeah, right.
That sounds good.
Sherbet for everyone.
They deserve treats.
Rhode Island's a small state. They can serve sherbet to everyone for every day. It won't even hurt their interest, on their money.
Now, is Rhode Island? It's one of those states like Rhode Island, New Hampshire, something like that. That just they give away lobsters like they're burgers or something. Not give them away, but they have restaurants where they just hand you a tray with a lobster in it and some fries.
Well, yeah,
Is that what? Okay.
But they don't give it to you. You pay for it.
No, you pay for it. You pay for it. I'm a Food Network watcher, so that caught my eye.
Lobsters are, cheaper in New England just because they're
right there.
Okay.
It's not as expensive going to Pier W here in Cleveland. Right. It's, a full lobster.
That's fun.
Yeah. How did we get to lobsters?
I
don't
know. But speaking of animals, so did you? I don't know. Did you hear about the new Animal Lovers Against Romney super PAC?
Oh no!
It's got $1 million. It's $1 million budgeted super PAC.
I love it.
Animal Lovers Against Romney
because of his car roof accident with putting the dog on the roof in the crate and then driving on vacation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then on the reverse, then you have on the other side, you've got the Pet Owners for Obama group. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Wait,
it's adorable.
Yeah, you don't know the story?
He put a dog in a carrier and then strapped it to the roof of his car.
He did.
Mm-hmm. And drove across the country for 12 hours into Canada and claimed the dog liked it even though she had severe enough diarrhea that he had to pull her out and hose her down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Future President of the United States,
Yeah, okay.
Mitt Romney.
I don't even know. I'm going to let that go. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's just stupid.
I think the Super PAC website, I could be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure it's like MittHatesDogs.org or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I was just thinking of traveling, and I was watching the news, and I actually I wasn't listening so much, and I looked on this image, and Chris, pull up the image. It's the Pope in a sombrero.
In his Pope Mobile.
In his Pope Mobile, visiting Mexico. So,
I love the Pope Mobile.
Going to Mexico.
So, of course, required. It's just like when you remember Chi-Chi's?
Yeah.
when you would go to Chi-Chi's.
Do you see? I mean, this is a very scary photo. And you really see how scary of a man he is. He creeps me out. He really does.
Really?
Even with the sombrero.
He's no Pope John Paul.
He is not a Pope John Paul. I mean, he is far from it.
Complete opposite.
This is new Pope. Pope John Paul was Pope Classic.
Nothing like a Nazi. Nothing like a Nazi in a sombrero to make your day. It's
my God.
Yeah, look at. Because I don't know. Anyways, Christine, take that down. But
thank you.
We don't want to scare people at home too much.
I can't look at that.
I took it down an hour ago.
Thanks. Oh, Chris. I'm sorry. I need a little.
I wish we had the rundown so we knew what we were talking about.
No friggin' rundown this week. We got nothing. Robyn's late. No rundown.
We're freestyling it today.
We are freestyling it.
Well, I mean, it's not like we don't have enough to talk about. There's tons of stuff going on. I mean, do we want to talk about the National Organization for Marriage debacle?
I say we do that when we come back.
Okay.
I'd rather talk about, let's see, what should we talk about? We're not going to talk about Florida and the young man who died. Because everyone in the world.
Our thoughts and prayers are with his
family. That's it.
Everyone's covered it. There's no more to say.
It's put on MSNBC right now. It'll be on. But I do want to say tonight, actually, it's on right now. Don't go away and turn it on, though. I shouldn't tell you. I'm not even going to say where it is.
I know. Robyn's already watching.
Yeah, exactly.
What am I?
Never mind.
Okay.
She's over here on her own.
No, but our audience multitask anyways.
Yeah.
They listen to us, watch the TV.
Yeah.
But Robyn from Good Morning America is doing a special tonight on ABC News, and it's a town hall kind of talking about racism in America, and obviously it's tied to this, and so people can check that out. But it's it's probably going to be a very good special. I'm sure they're going to pull some good people together for that. So, and I think the dialogue is important, it's that piece of it
needs to happen, obviously.
Right. I think that you take away the strength of your of the emotion around it when you start doing it too much. I feel like it's important that people to come together and talk about it, but I think that we don't need all to wear hoodies today. And I mean, and I understand if you go to a protest and people do that, that's fine.
Right.
But I just think that you don't want to make it so it's so marketable and so.
And then it's kitschy, and then it just gets to be kind of ridiculous, and it's so watered down, and then it just doesn't mean anything.
And that's
anymore.
with any cause. And it's I think about this, and plus if with this much saturation in the media, at some point people just disengage. I mean, think about it. We have Occupy protests going on still all around this country, and you're not seeing anything about it right now.
Exactly.
And because people are just over it. They've all said it, but the poor folks sitting out there in the tent, they're still doing their thing, and they should be, and we all should be supporting them and doing stuff. Yeah. But again, the media has been saturated with it for how many months, and it's just at a point now that people aren't talking about it.
You got to have the quick news cycle.
That's right.
We're still at war. Nobody talks about it. Soldiers are still being killed every day. We don't talk about it.
I do want to talk about the soldier that did kill those Afghan families. And, I think that the level of stress that these soldiers are under and, the duration that they're overseas, then they're coming back duty after duty. They keep getting redeployed. at some point, it just all breaks down. How much can a human being take?
Exactly.
How many times can you see somebody get shot? How many times can a friend of yours be injured or die? I mean,
they're not RoboCops. They have feelings and families and all these other pressures around them. And if our military, if we as a community can't rally around our soldiers and protect them and their families, when they come home, and ensure that there's enough time between deployments and that they're not constantly the same soldiers over and over being deployed over and over again. I mean, it's something's going to give, and this is unfortunately what we see. And it's the same issue with providing soldiers with the resources and the support that they need. But then you have a catch-22. There are soldiers who don't seek out the therapy because then they, things happen to their careers or they can't find jobs, and we see that all the time. And then they don't get the therapy because of all of those barriers around it.
Right.
And repercussions, and we see what happens: high rates of suicide, homicide, all kinds of things.
And once again, we're talking about services to the community and obviously to the military, but mental health services that have been cut year after year for so many years. Just in general, for our general population. When you look at the homeless population around this country, and so many of that homeless population are vets. And just the fact that the mental health services are just not there, and the people that do this work every day in the mental health world are, have an uphill battle just because they don't have enough people on the ground doing the work, and there's not enough money.
Because there's not enough money to do it.
And we're talking, in this election cycle during this budget time, we have the Republican Party that wants to keep on cutting these services. It's the services with the bullseye on it. They rather
dismantle healthcare.
Right. Take away these services and then give the wealthiest 1% of this nation great tax breaks. Are you freaking kidding? And how does anyone make that argument? That's why, it seems to us that the Obama administration has, this is a slam dunk for this year's election. But at the same time, we never know what's going to happen. And you are looking at a nation where, how is it not already so appalling to people that they're saying to the Republican Party in a big way, how dare you even think of going down this road? How as a party are you even thinking that this platform and this budget, the Ryan budget, is even something any American want, no matter if you're rich or poor? Even wealthy Americans have to look at this and say, how can we do this to all of our citizens? And how do you not think that's going to come back on my doorstep? Because if you're rich and you even live in a gated community, I'm sorry, but unless you plan on living in a bubble, that comes back on your doorstep. People don't go away. You don't take away from people over and over again and harm the people most needed in this nation, and don't think it's going to impact you or your family, because it does.
It's greed at its most arrogant level, at its most ignorant level.
It really is.
It's just, it's not going to happen like that. It's not going to go away.
I know. It's I think that we, as we get closer, and once we get out of this primary season and we hit the national conventions, I think that's where we're going to see the rallying cry of progressives and others to really come forward and say, we are not going to accept this. And you thought the 2008 election was bad and what we were fighting for. We were fighting for change. We were fighting just because of 8 years of Bush. And the Republican Party. This is different. This isn't even about change. This is about the very values of as Americans and everything we stand for and how we treat each other as neighbors and if we care for each other as citizens. This is a horrible battle, and it makes the 2008 one look like nothing.
Like a piece of cake.
It does. And look how nasty it got already. Even among Republicans, that's why you don't see people like Jeb Bush running. He doesn't want to run in this climate. Oh my God, I'm on a tirade now. In this circus?
Take the tirade into the break.
Okay. When we come back, please, see, we have no guests this evening. We will have guests next week. We are going to have Judge Elaine Crane. Judge Elaine Crane. I like that name, by the way. She's in here next week, and she's an amazing woman with an amazing history, tied to all kinds of politicians. So
Republican.
So
it'll be fun.
Yeah, our first Republican, I think, in a while. It's been a while. So please, when we get back, give us a call, 888-668-0742. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and, follow us on Twitter. We'll be back.
768-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Check out Uncensored Net Noise every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Uncensored Net Noise on morningshowcentral.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
I'm Eric Poston from NeoWeather.com with your MSC forecast here on this Wednesday evening, March 28, 2012. Well, we'll dip to a low of around 38 degrees this evening as dry conditions will be in place across the area. As we make our way into Thursday, expect a mix of sun and clouds with a high near 50 degrees. Rain will arrive for your Friday. Some heavy rain is possible in spots across the area with a high in the upper 40s to near 50. As we make our way into the weekend, we'll have some isolated showers early on Saturday, clearing out later in the day. Sunday, expect a mix of clouds and sun. Highs in the middle 50s for Saturday and upper 60s on Sunday.
If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Hey, Unsigned Bands.
You are jam-packed.
Hey, Unsigned Bands. Want your music heard?
Yeah!
Shoot us an email with the name of the band and the MP3 of the song. Send it to show@morningshowcentral.com. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at reduxdirect.com. That's reduxdirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. You can become a member by logging on to lovecocaine.com. Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call
Joe the Printer Guy!
Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy. Coming at you from the rock and roll capital, it's an exciting and fast-paced global forum with the man who knows how to help get your band even better. Yeah! Doc Rock tackles industry issues with informed guests and invites your questions, concerns, and tales of band life. There's never a dull moment in Doc's world of showbiz. He cares about artist issues and escalating your talents. So make an appointment with Doc Rock on Band-Aid.
Thank you!
Tuesday night, starting at 9:05. Only on morningshowcentral.com. Pete 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. combination of sight and sound. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectiphy backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectiphy backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectiphy can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectiphy.com. That's RECTIPHY.com.
Hey, it's Big Daddy from The Marty Allen Show. Catch the replay of The Marty Allen Show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern right here on MSC. Now, my show airs Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 3 p.m. and Saturdays at 2 at MartyAllenShow.com. But you can catch the best of The Marty Allen Show every Thursday at 7 p.m. right here on Morning Show Central. So if you want all the latest sports news, entertainment news, and everything else that's going on in the world, then tune into my show live at MartyAllenShow.com and the best of the replays right here at MorningShowCentral.com. Get MSC and get cooking, baby.
Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now.
Let the word go forth.
Created by the people, for the people. Joust It Out tackles the politics of today, expressing views of all sides.
As our founders pledged, a more perfect union.
Are you ready to joust it out? Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m.
So we Americans must not fear change. Instead, let us welcome it, embrace it, and create it.
On MorningShowCentral.com. User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com.
We're back. I got carried away with my head bob, whatever I was doing.
Hello, all.
Hello. Oh,
Hello.
boy. You know.
Those breaks are too short.
The show's only an hour long, Judith.
I know. I wasn't even doing anything. I'm like sweating.
Hiding in the break. So I do want to point out that this week Jennifer Swanwich will not be on.
Unfortunately,
she it sounds like
we love her.
Yes, and it sounds like she has some other stuff that's going on right now.
She's a busy lady.
She is, but she said she'll be checking in the chat room, those kind of things. So, and of course we have our friend Stanley Davis in the chat room doing his thing in there, talking to people. So you can join him
in the chat room from the green room.
And Stanley is a lovely young man, so you can have a great time in there with him.
He's all right.
Oh,
you wanted to marry him just a minute ago.
You were holding his hand at the wedding. I don't know. I saw sparkles in the eyes of both of you.
No, I won't have it. Lies and gay rumors.
You should have seen the look on his face when I switched to the green room cam.
Oh, we didn't get to see.
The other thing that was supposed to happen tonight, Rebecca Strong was supposed to visit us from our. For Art Cares, and she was going to fill us all in because I just want to talk about this real quick, is that Art Cares here in Cleveland is at Mocha, and the old Mocha, on April 28th, Saturday, April 28th. You can go to the AIDS Task Force of Greater Cleveland
AIDStaskforce.org.
Yeah, thanks. Why can't I ever?
It's so easy.
It's a block.
AIDStaskforce.org.
I think your email's about the same, too. Oh, no, it's the abbreviation.
Yeah, AIDStaskforce.org. So, folks, go there. You can buy tickets. It's going to be one hell of an event.
How much are tickets?
I don't know. You got to go to the website. But I do want to say this, that last year it was one of the biggest art cares ever, and they made a lot of money, and it sounds like this year is even larger. Even amazing sponsors, all kinds of great people are involved.
You definitely have to go to see and be seen. Yeah. It really is the premier event.
You know what? I'm going to call. I have a couple of artists, really good artists, who wouldn't mind donating some of their work.
Call Rebecca.
Yeah.
And, folks can call the task force, too, and talk to Rebecca. She'll help you and get you hooked up.
She's awesome. I wish we could have had her on the show tonight.
I know. We love her.
Another crazy busy lady, but she's awesome. She'll be on soon.
Yeah, she will. And so she sounds like next week, maybe, or the following week, because next week is Judge Elaine Crane.
She's going to take the whole hour, I'm telling you.
I know.
You just wait and see.
Yeah. But can I just give a little, I want to just give a little thing. She was a young woman appointed by the Nixon administration to do some pretty interesting stuff back in the day. And
with the Department of Justice, I believe she was their, quote, secret weapon.
Yeah, so it's exciting. Here she lives she's retired now, lives here in Ohio, but we're really going to kind of dive into her thoughts on, politics today, her history, and it should be real fun. Civil rights, women's rights.
Yeah.
It's another one of those shows for women power.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's going to be intense. It's going to be intense, and she loves to tell stories and really fun.
And she owns the Rider Inn.
It's called the Rider Inn. It was built, this is their 200th year anniversary of when this inn was built. It was part of the Underground Railroad. It's haunted.
Awesome.
So it's this really
we'll even go down that road, too, because I love a good old haunted story.
I just got the whole story, and it's just a fun, super fun little place.
I have a question.
Yes.
So that means when she comes in, it's women power again. So that means
No.
me and G are going to go out for a beer.
No, Chris. We're going to enjoy women power because I want to enjoy Judge Elaine Crane.
Yeah.
I just want to say Judge Elaine Crane a lot. So
G can't afford to leave again. Judith almost took over last time.
I know. Yeah, you bitches are trying to get me. You're trying to kick me to the curb. So going to some bad woman power.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
So let's go down this road about marriage equality. See, we were talking about it a little earlier, and I want to say something. If you are of the LGBT community and you were a devout, strong Republican for many years, fighting against the LGBT community, just because you suck cock or lick some puss does not mean you get a pass years later when you try to correct your ways. You do not get a pass. You are still a douche. You still fought our community. You don't get a pass. I'm sorry.
And so, G, why don't you tell us what led up to this tirade?
What is it with me? The last 2 weeks, I'm very angry lately. I'm just angry. I don't know. Here, and then I'm going to let you go down the road about this. But
okay.
I think part of it is because of the work I do. I've been seeing this discrimination, and lately that's been really painful. I've been really seeing some folks from a Christian perspective, from a religious perspective, from historical, this is the way it should be perspective. And not only for the LGBT community, but for anyone that is progressive or considered different. And I've just, I've come up against it in so many ways the last couple of weeks, and it's really just angering me. And I think it's almost like because it is such a heated political year, this stuff is coming out stronger because people are like entrenched in it. And they're, and every day they're watching it on television. So then their own little world, they decide to play it out. Let's discriminate. Let's discriminate against my tenant. Let's do this against somebody. And it's just pissing me off. And I'm getting to the point where usually it takes a while before I get angry and I call people out. I just started calling people out lately, and I'm sorry for that.
who
But
was
let's
this
go down
one?
this
We
road
don't
on
have the
this.
patience
All right, sorry.
anymore.
Go
But
ahead.
okay, so
Sorry.
here's what happened. So Catherine Lehman, I'm not really sure how to pronounce the last name, but
Lame.
Man. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Catherine. So back in the 90s, she was a Republican Hill staffer, very conservative, engaged to her fiance, a man, and she was one of the key people to write the Defense of Marriage Act.
Yes.
As we know, that passed. Several years later, she decides to, she did get married.
Mm-hmm.
The marriage fell apart. She decided that she would then be true to herself and come out as a lesbian.
Yes. Gotta love it.
Still a staunch conservative Republican, but now she believes that it is important for her to now lobby to repeal Defense of Marriage Act. And she believes that because she helped write the act, that, that she would be the best person now to fight it.
Right. But she also wants to be a leader fighting it.
Right.
What I say to her is, no, you don't get to do that. You should go fight it, but behind the scenes. Don't expect our community to come out and pat you on the back now and say, "Oh, you're fabulous."
Thank you so much.
No.
Because look at what
You did
look
it.
at the families she has destroyed in the past 15, 20 years because of her actions.
Yep.
And now she thinks that, I'm going to make it okay now.
All she should have did was make one statement.
Mm-hmm.
I regret writing DOMA, supporting it in the past, and I am going to be on the side of changing that now. Goodbye. And go do the work.
She's a lobbyist, and
doing.
she's getting
Right.
paid now to lobby against it.
Taking gay dollars now to go fight the DOMA law she put in place. Oh, that's a career move. You got paid to put DOMA in place,
so
and now you get the
frustrating.
years of paying to take it down.
Thanks for nothing. Oh my God! It just angers me so much.
I know. It's constant. It is just. I mean, look at the LGBT community members who were involved in the Bush administration, being part of creating DOMA. Not only DOMA, but just many things. When gay folk were used as the bait and to.
I just don't understand why log cabin Republicans just hate themselves so much. Because why else would you be a Republican?
Right.
And the thing is, she's still a conservative Republican. So that means she still supports the ideals of the Republican Party. So what? This one issue, because now she's a member of that community. Remember.
Right. So
now she's a member of the community.
It's probably worse. It's probably worse than that. She probably on the weekends going to Tea Party rallies, and she's now she's the token lesbian that's I'm a Tea Party member. Yeah, I'd love it.
See, it's okay. I understand. I'm one of you.
Yeah.
Well, that just goes with the show.
Thanks for nothing.
What people do when they think they're on the losing side. They're willing to remain closeted and not fight just because they want to be cool.
And that's what she said. She says that because now the tide is turning and there's a cultural shift, and Ellen DeGeneres
it's convenient for her now to be out. So.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, we got it now. Thanks anyway.
Yeah.
We got it. We can take it from here.
Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway,
give us your information. Here's a couple of dollars. Enjoy.
Wonderful.
I'm taking deep breaths. We know some former Republicans.
And that's what I say. Once a Republican, always a Republican.
Yep. And yeah.
And you know who you are.
You do. We are getting with this.
Call in.
This is very bad, Judith Mendel.
We're going down a very bad road.
By the way, their faces all just ran through my head, and I said, "Oh shit, we shouldn't have said that." But we did.
My fault.
No, it's my fault too.
Okay,
I went down there with you.
Okay. As long as we have each other's back.
As one of our favorite persons says, you've gone down the rabbit hole now.
I look at it this way: it's your opinion.
I know, it's only my opinion.
Yep,
my little tiny opinion.
They don't like it, they don't have to listen to it.
In my little tiny life, my little tiny gay world.
I know, who am I?
Yeah.
Why do you even have me on this show?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
Why the hell do we have you on this show?
Because you didn't want to do it, and then you turned out being great at it.
Aw, see how sweet Robyn is?
I love Robyn.
Yeah, right now.
I love Robyn. I've always loved Robyn.
Thank you.
I just hate her because she always looks so much better than me.
Oh, my
and
God. Why don't you two just make out or something? All right. So here's the deal.
Another rant.
Okay,
let's start.
I'm not ranting anymore today. I'm not ranting. There's 9 minutes left. I'm not going to rant.
But we got to talk about.
What?
No?
What do you want?
We're not going to talk about the racism.
Which piece of racism?
Which piece?
What part of racism would you like to speak about?
The national.
What racism?
It's big news. Everybody's talking about it. I guess we don't need to talk about it on the show because everybody else is talking about it already. But the National Organization for Marriage.
Yes.
And their super secret.
Oh yeah,
strategic.
Let's talk about that. Yes, thank you.
Strategy documents
yes.
had recently been released.
Going down the road of the historical reality of the LGBT community's relationships with the African American community and where the African American community kind of places its support or non-support of the LGBT community from the churches, from all that.
I heard that, and they were successful.
So
should it be true?
I'm wondering if I can just quickly read what one of the juicy tidbits that came out of this actual document.
Read away.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. The National Organization of Marriage. The strategic goal of this project is to drive a wedge between gays and blacks, two key Democratic constituencies. Mm-hmm. Find, equip, energize, and connect African American spokespeople for marriage. Develop a media campaign around their objections to gay marriage as a civil right. Provoke the gay marriage base into responding by denouncing these spokesmen and women as bigots.
Let's see. Divide and conquer is what that is.
Yeah. And another thing, that all these documents laid out as well is that the National Organization for Marriage is seeking spokespeople, particularly, quote, non-cognitive. Their actual words from the document, non-cognitive spokespeeple.
Love that.
Beauty queens. Now, we all remember Carrie Prejean.
This is insulting to so many people in so many levels. It's just brilliant. Go ahead. Keep on going.
Right. I mean, isn't it amazing these documents came out? You can go anywhere. You can go on the HRC website. CNN reported on it. It's everywhere. So, but, we remember Miss California a few years ago, and she was one of their, quote, non-cognitive spokespeople. So they're looking for athletes and celebrities. I don't know. Is Kirk Cameron part of this thing? Part of their whole thing? I don't even know, but it's so easy to kind of pull all that together.
Speaking of athletes, I just want to say this, and this is for all those Tebow fans, and especially the ones that hate me from Facebook. I'm going to say it. Tim Tebow is a closeted homo. Has anyone seen his press conference? Has anyone seen it? Did anyone see the great stuff?
I don't follow.
I'm sorry. He is clearly, my gaydar goes off, and I don't want him part of our community.
Right.
They can have him.
Yeah.
The Christian community can have him. We don't want him.
Tim Tebow.
But he's a closeted queer, and that's what it is. And you know what?
He just needs to get with it. But maybe he can speak with Catherine Lehman. And she can kind of draw him out.
Or Michelle Bachner's husband can help him.
Just turn him right back around and turn him X.
You got Michelle's Bachman's husband can take care of Tim.
Right.
I think so. So I'm saying that for all you folks. Send me messages on Facebook. I don't care.
You are in a mood today.
It's almost a little scary.
I'm going to stay on your good side.
I don't know why I'm so pissy. I don't know what it is.
It's the heat.
The heat? Where? It's cold
I know, it's
out.
like 65 degrees. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness.
I think a shout out from me and Judith to the man at your house should please help him get rid of some of this anger.
No.
Work out some of this frustration.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Uh-huh. It's just been too much. It's too much. It's only friggin' March. I don't know what's going to happen by July in this election year. What the hell's going to happen? by September, I don't know what is going to happen.
You're going to be worked up into such a frenzy. You're gonna come in here. You're gonna have patches of hair pulled out.
He's gonna look like the doctor from Back to the Future.
I'm just hoping that after the conventions, it's not so bad. Well, I know it's gonna be bad, but at least it won't be so everywhere because you're down to 2 candidates. It'll be better because it's not multiple candidates where you got to worry about what Gingrich is doing and Santorum and Mitt. And
it's getting tiresome. You know, just Gingrich just drop out already. You know, so because I don't have time to follow all this.
I know. We just need 2 campaigns to follow in the local races. That's all we want.
Please.
I do want to give a shout out to Nikki Antonio, who is up for re-election. She does have an opponent, folks. If everyone remembers, last time when Nikki won, her opponent dropped out at the last minute, and she there was no Republican opponent, so she quickly got in and became our state representative for District 13.
Representative Antonio is
ridiculous.
They're asking to be
And I want to say this
beat.
about her, and so people should go to NikkiAntonio.com and support her financially, get involved with her campaign, volunteer for her. She's just a wonderful person. She's not only taking up the LGBT causes, but she's
Women's
fighting
rights.
fracking. She's taking on environmental stuff.
HIV,
you name it. She's doing it, and she's all over the place. The Republican Party has respect for her. They've she's been working with them too, and in Ohio, that's a critical piece. So I just want to say to her, say to people to really support her in her efforts. And again, NikkiAntonio.com, check her out. She's on the show a lot, and we all love her. That's what it is. So I just want to give that shout out. And I know we're gonna have to get going in a minute because our time is dwindling. But Robyn, what do you have going on in the next week or two?
Well, let's see. Tomorrow, as I've been telling you guys for a couple of weeks, is going to be the Akron AIDS Collaborative fundraiser for their program. Yep. It's going to be a show at Innerbelt Nightclub, and I am set to be performing there. Let me see. A lot of good things have actually been happening. If you stay tuned, I'm going to make sure that you all support the Queer Variety Show for the LGBT Community Center that I'm putting together. Okay. That'll be at Bounce Nightclub in the near future.
All right, we'll support that. The show will be supporting that in any way we can.
And you guys come out and see the show. It's all of the youth of the center, the ones who've been there for years and years and years and stuff, and really trying to put as much as we can in. We're trying to give back by putting on a show, and we take the tips from that show, and we count them all up at the end of the night, and we let everyone know how much they donated to the cause of the center. So that is really the highlight of this year.
It's the youth.
It's the youth.
Oh, I love it.
Us, ages 14 to 24, who come down and participate in the programs and learn about the issues that are going on in our community from the wonderful staff that they have there and the wonderful, wonderful volunteers who come and give their time, who we just could not be without. I just want to, go ahead and give them a quick shout out and say, well, thank you for being there and donating your time, because with the budget cuts and things that's just been happening generally, we need those kinds of people who want to help, because we need them.
I just want to, this was just given to me, but Jenna Telukova. What a name.
Oh,
yeah. Did you see this? Miss Universe of Canada? I didn't realize this, that she was removed for being transgender.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Why didn't you tell me this?
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
knew this?
I don't know.
Robyn, you knew this?
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I thought it would be on our LGBTQ soup, but...
maybe next week.
You're right.
Not this.
I was told that there was going to be this universal phone conversation or
we were
conference.
Supposed to have.
So I didn't even...
Here's what we decided to do. We'll talk about it after offline. So
let's let our listeners in on our behind the scenes.
Big things coming is all that needs to be said. And with that, well, stay tuned.
Oh, my goodness. Next week... we better have a friggin' rundown. Our audience doesn't need this from us.
No,
we gotta have a
rundown.
rundown.
Judge Elaine Crane will be here to save us.
Yes. And
have a good night, everybody.
Everyone, have a great week. We'll be back next week, and have a good... I don't know. I promise I won't be so angry next week. I don't know. I got to do something between now and then. Maybe go to the gym more.
Sex.
Yeah. That could help.
Enjoy your week, folks.
Good night.
All right.